about my life, how I was growing up, because I told one of my subscribers I was going to tell a little bit about some of the struggles I done went through and how I came to being how I am in terms of like the positive mindset I have. Because a lot of people think I was born maybe with a good spoon or silver spoon. It was nothing like that. But now check it out though. I was born in Maryland. I went to school in Maryland. But I would also go back and forth to my grandparents' house in DC. And my upbringing, man, was like, I don't know how you can explain it, man. Like, some people say, was it hard? Was it easy? I tend to lean towards the side of it was necessary. It was hard and good. I had good times. I had real high highs, but man, I had real low lows. But check it out. First thing is, I'm the oldest in my family. I had a younger brother that's a year younger than me, but he was born, unfortunately, with autism, so his life was stunted from birth. So that played a lot on me growing up. So a lot of times I felt like I would have to take up for him because people pick on people that's got autism or got disabilities or learning disabilities, and it was rough because he was a he couldn't communicate, so he would get frustrated a lot, and rightfully so. Like, you never know what people going through. So I had to deal with that. Then I had to deal with poverty, which is a whole nother thing in itself because I learned from a young age that you got two different types of people in the world. You got people that have, and you got the have-nots. And it sucks, man. It sucks when you around people that really want the worst for you, but they only want the worst for you because their mindset is so messed up that they're going through it, so they want to push their pain on you. Nah. I went to elementary school. When I was young, I was on the bed and my parents was telling me to stop jumping on the bed. I was on my grandmother's house. It was a hot iron. She was ironing my grandfather's clothes for something. I don't know. But I was on the bed and I'm thinking that the iron wasn't hot because you don't see no steam coming off of it. So I'm thinking it's, cool or whatever. They ain't put it on. So I sit down on the bed, but when I sat down, the iron jumped and it landed on my leg. And I had like second degree burns on my leg, and I still have that mark on my leg to this day. Like, so that was one thing. Then it was when I was younger, I was jumping on the bed. Like I said, I was real mischievous growing up. I was real always into something. So I'm jumping on the bed with my other friend. We young, probably like 9. And I jumped off the bed. And when I jumped off the bed, I chipped my teeth because I hit the side of the dresser. But when I hit it wrong. Because I hit the bed, but when I hit it, I thought it was like a piece of a bed. But when I hit the ground. So when I hit the ground, I bounced up. And I had broke like 4 of my teeth. So for about 2.5 years, I was going to school. My teeth was chipped. So that was hell, man. Going to school and already being ostracized for not having no money. Then on top of that, you add to the fact that my teeth chipped. I'm poor. I don't have the best communication skills because I'm always separated from people because you don't feel comfortable talking to people because you learn early that you got to protect your peace in terms of like, you can't be around everybody because everybody doesn't want the best for you. So it makes you real hesitant to even get to know people. So on top of that, a little bit after that, I had a car run over my foot. Like, and fractured 2 of my feet, like my toes. And like, it was the front toe, the big toe, and my other toe. So when it ran over it, the bone shifted in my foot. So I still have a real big like nug on my foot, but it's a bone. I never got the corrective surgery to fix it because they told me I couldn't walk for like 3 months or 4 months because I'd be in a boot because it'd be kind of a serious surgery. So on top of that, the first apartment we was at we got put out because, my pops wasn't making enough money and my mom hadn't started working yet. So on top of all of this, all the anger, all the not having friends, all the things, living in poverty and everything like that, we lose the apartment. I moved back in with my grandparents. When I moved back in with my grandparents, I'm going to school. I'm not going to say to school because it'll be kind of close to where I live now. But I was going to school and every day was hell. Every day people making fun of everybody, laughing, everybody making it to like I'm the butt of everybody joke, right? So on top of everything that I'm dealing with, it started developing a lot of anger in me. It started developing a deep-seated hatred for people, right? And I couldn't understand it because I'm really a cool dude. I'm really laid back. But the circumstances and conditions that you forced to be in growing up, it changes your mindset. So I started running with some kids when I was like 12. We broke into a house and got locked up. But I didn't get locked up for that. I got locked up for selling stolen goods. But they couldn't prove that I was at the scene of the crime where it happened at. It was a military veteran around my way that used to collect baseball cards, used to collect like other little things like stamps. And I peeped that a lot of times he would go to work around like 1, 2 in the afternoon because he worked the night shift. So I come up with a couple of the homies and I say, man, we should go in there and take everything, not because I'm really want to do nothing malicious to the guy, but trying to be cool, trying to stand out. And we went in there, we took a lot, and one of the guys got caught because he had came back early. So he stabbed one of the guys. He survived though. He had like stomach problems for a while. He had to like have a colostomy bag and everything. So I jumped out the window out of like the second story window. When I jumped out the second story window, I fell and I tried to catch myself like on my hands and I like fractured my hand. But at the time I didn't know it. So long story short, I end up getting locked up, but I didn't have to do no time because my grandparents told them that they would take me in for a while and give me some counseling. So in the process of me doing counseling, the hardest thing that they had to try to figure out was where does all your anger come from? Where does all your frustration come from? And I had a female counselor, Miss Cheryl, real nice lady. And I told her like, man, I'm mad just really about my teeth, right? But I don't think that's the reason why a lot of the anger comes. So she got with my grandparents and she said that it would help to get my teeth fixed because it would probably help my self-esteem, help my anger management, help everything like that. So a couple months after that, about 3-4 months, my grandmother had got some money from a bonus or something. So she went and got my teeth fixed. And like after that happened, it did help. But I was already an outcast by that time because I was spent years being kind of standoffish and kind of aloof, that even when things started getting better, I still had in my mind that people was out to get me. Long story short, I started getting older. I started realizing that violence, I turned violence into like my communication skills. Like I didn't have a lot of problem resolution skills. I didn't have a lot of time where I could go and like diffuse situations. All I knew how to do was activate. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't have any emotional intelligence. So I stayed in fights, stayed in trouble, stayed in the principal's office. Long story short, I started getting older, but what really changed my life, because I ain't going to get a whole thing right now, but I'm going to give you the point into which changed my mind. to what made me have compassion and be humble and want to help people. I ran into an older guy one day helping out on my summer job. We used to go around and help older people for our summer youth job when I was in 7th grade. And I met this lady and I met her son, and they was like, "Why do you always have so much anger?" They was like counselors. The mother was, and I just told her, man, I learned a long time ago that, man, the nicer you are to people, man, the worse people treat you. And she said, no, that's the people that you came across. If you never give people a chance, you can never see if people are for you or they're against you. So it started changing my mind. She started working with me. I started helping, cut the grass around there, paint, hang blinds and stuff like that. And it really started changing my mind. So I started helping out more. At the time, I had a friend, Jody, and he was from Maryland, Bricey Road. I was living in Palmer Park at the time, and the crazy thing about it is our area is beefed. Anybody that's from Maryland know that Bricey Road and Palmer Park always have issues. But I met him in anger management a year before that, but we was going to different like elementary schools, so I never really seen him outside of the therapy or whatever. But after we got to middle school, I was going to Kenmore at the time. Me and him reconnected. We got real close. But his homies didn't like me because I'm from another area. But the crazy thing is, the people I lived around, I couldn't stand. So I started spending more time around him, his family, all the people that he was around. And at first, you just coming into an area, people don't have trust for you. People are kind of mindful, like, damn, who is this guy? Like, so it was slow, but after a while, his mother treated me like one of her sons, And me and him was still cool. Like, had developed a real strong friendship, a strong bond through anger management, because you learn things about people when you're going through things like that. I don't know if anybody's ever taken anger management, but one of the things that's in anger management is you have to talk about your triggers. You have to talk about what upsets you. So I learned about him. He learned about me in an organic way, and we was honest with each other. So we truly had a friendship. But I started knowing that, man, like, he was a nice guy to me, but to everybody else, he was always on bullshit. Like, always wanted to rob somebody, always wanted to take from somebody, always wanted to do the worst to people. And I hated that. But I excused a lot of it because he was a friend. I ain't gonna say the only friend I ever made, but I could definitely say one of the closest. But long story short, and I ain't even gonna get too much into the story, I'm gonna give a little bit of it, how he passed away, right? One day I was playing AAU basketball at the time because I was a bigger kid, so I wanted to play AAU football, but it had a weight limit. So they said I was too big at the time for the weight limit, because I think it was 170 pounds, 100, whatever. So I started playing basketball for the AAU team. So I wasn't really spending a lot of time around this area because I was always practicing, playing basketball, studying. My grandparents had me in a church camp. So during the summers, I wouldn't even spend over there. So we started, I guess, kind of growing apart. Not even so much growing apart, because we still call each other, man, how you been, man? You all right? You need anything? And vice versa. I call him. He might say, look, man, I'm broke right now. I say, man, what you need? He be like, man, I'm just trying to get some weed. He'll slide through. I throw him 50. He be like, man, I throw it back, man. Don't even worry about it, man. So this go on for a minute. And one day I'm in practice, and one of my homies said, man, the guy that you be hanging with, man, somebody told me he got stabbed to death around this area. So I'm thinking that, nah, it can't be him. So I'm continuing my practice. We finished the practice. So I go home, and I just had a bad feeling that whole day. You ever get a gut feeling in your heart that something just messed up, and you just like, damn. So I get home, so I call his mother and I say, yo, man, is Jody home? Because I've been hearing like something. I was want to check on her, make sure you're all right. And she was like, she didn't want to tell me because, damn, gang, I'm getting a little choked up even talking about it. She was like, I don't really want to talk right now, man. Let me call you back tomorrow because, I'm still busy by the head into work, and she was working at Macy's at the time. So I didn't think nothing of it. I just said, okay, man, maybe she got a lot going on. I didn't think nothing of it again, but she had called my people that night and told my mom that he had passed away, man. Like, gang, like when I heard that he passed away, oh man, it's like everything that I tried to be better at, man, it fucked me up so bad, man, that like I was like feeling like I was in water, like underwater, like you can't breathe, right? And I just developed so much anger, man. I was at his funeral, man. I couldn't even tell you what happened. I had to get high, man. I had to start really getting high, man, because I couldn't deal with it. This is like one of my only friends at the time that's genuine. Man, when you got a genuine friend, man, it's hard, man. Like, in Forrest Gump, remember what he said to Bubba at the end when he passed away? He said, he's one of my best friends, man. I know that this just doesn't come around every day. That's how I feel. So that shit broke me, man. But in the process of that, I started getting into more shit because my anger, I didn't deal with it. That's why I tell people on my channel, man, whatever you dealing with, man, you got to deal with it, man. And it's hard. It's hard to tell what's hurting you or what's wrong. But the only way to heal from things is to express what you're going through. And I did that for about 2 years. Still kept getting into trouble. Got stabbed twice. On my arm, I got cuts all on my back. On my back, I had to get 14 stitches. I broke my hand on the guy. My left hand on the guy's head. We was out stealing cars. I was just tripping. Finally, one day, my grandmother set me down and was like, yo, what's going on? Like, you had yourself together for a minute and it's like you just fell apart. Like, what's going on? I just told her, like, she knew that one of my friends had passed away. And, back in the day, you could go to the mall and get a person picture on a hoodie. So I had it and she was like, man, I'm sorry, you need to go talk to somebody. I'm still bucking it though. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Been there, did that. But the reality was, man, I really need to go see somebody. That's why I advocate for people. Man, it's nothing wrong with saying you hurt. It's nothing wrong with saying, man, I need help, man. Because the only thing that happens if you don't get help is you end up hurting yourself. Or you end up hurting somebody else because you never let the anger go. I had to let the anger go. So eventually I get the anger management. I get everything taken care of. Still not all the way right, but this around the time when I'm starting high school. So my first day, the guy was like, no, actually, nah, I'm tripping. That summer, my neighbor that lived up the street from me, he was a football coach for my school, Duval. And he was like, do you want to come here? Because I wasn't even going to go to Duval. I was going to go back with my grandmother and then try to go to either Fairmont or try to go to like Suitland. Because they had a pretty good football team. They got pretty good academics. They had at the time, anybody that lived in Maryland and went to Suitland, they used to have a trade program. You could do HVAC. You could learn how to do hair. You could do barbering. You can learn different things and stuff. So I said that'd be good. I could learn how to make some extra side money. Because like I said, in life, I was always a hustler, man. I was always somebody trying to get to it. So I started playing football. That changed my life. It changed my perception on things. My football coach, at the time, he really showed me love, man. Like, he really spoke life into me, man. Like, he came from a similar situation that I did, and he really believed in me and wanted me to do the best for me. And I started working with him. And in the end result of me doing all of this, my life started changing. I started meeting new friends, man, but the pain was still there from my best friend getting killed. So even after all that time, I still was going through it. I still felt like I was okay. I felt like, damn, man, I think I'm all right, man, but I still wasn't, man. Like, so I started volunteering with kids that was, at risk or whatever, because that was one of our programs that our football coach instilled in us to try to help the community or whatever. So I met a lot of kids, man, and I realized that, man, you know what, man, my struggle that I went growing up, everybody has a story, and a lot of people's stories started off hard, man, and some of the things that I heard that they had to go through, man, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So I started humbling myself. I started learning, man, always be thankful, man, because a lot of times we think we got it hard and we think that things can't change. Man, things can always change, man. That's why I say speak life into a person. I'm always trying to help somebody, even with people, smaller creators, even some of my, I don't even like to use the word fans, because I look at fans like like a negative, like kind of like thing, right? I consider y'all supporters. I appreciate my supporters. I never use the word fan because it just comes off as just coy to me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate my supporters, man, because it's like, I look at it like, man, out of all the people in the world that do videos, right, people have taken the time to check in, see what I got going on, and build a community, and we try to help each other out. And I try to reach out to people and see how they doing, because it's not just all about me, man. But like I say, man, like when you got unresolved things and you don't know whether like things going to get better, and you had so much anger, man, you ready to explode. You can hurt somebody. You can hurt yourself because you just ready. Constantly, you living on edge. You living like a dog that was chained all his life. It's just ready. Like, it's just nasty. And I had to break that curse, man. A lot of times, the things that we go through when we're younger, it put curses on us. It put generational curses on us. And it's sad, man. Like, people say, "Why I don't like to gamble." Like, I was talking to my family one day. They was going to the MGM, and they was like, "You want to come?" And I said, "I don't gamble." And they say, "Well, damn, you don't like to gamble?" I said, "Nah, my mom gambled, had somewhat of a problem gambling. So I seen the struggles that she dealt with that. And I just decided I never wanted to gamble and stuff, man. Like I say, it don't make me no better than nobody else, because I got things that I struggle with. I don't drink no more because I realized that drinking bring the worst out of me when I was in college. So I stopped drinking. I like to smoke marijuana. But even then, I try to tone it down, because sometimes marijuana can make me unproductive, man. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like the feeling where, like, I know what's going on, but I don't want to do nothing. Like, if anybody that smoke know what I'm talking about. Like, you got the energy to do it, but it's like your brain is just in a fog. Like, your brain is mush. Like, you don't even feel like thinking about things. But man, I just thought I'd go live, man, and give y'all a little bit of my history. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more. Some of the jobs I done had, some of the people I done met, because I done met famous people. Again, I done lived a crazy life, because like I say, at one time, man, we had real money, man, coming in, and, we didn't have no job, so that just go to show. But it's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something that I'm even trying to advocate for. It's just what I went through. But it's just crazy, man. I just had it on my mind, man, like, what made me start a YouTube, man, it's like, the lessons I learned growing up, I feel like I could really help somebody, man. Like, because I really went through the ringer, man. Went through hell for years. And I really gave the sugar-coated version of my childhood. I didn't even really get into all the nuance of it because some of the things ain't even worth talking about. But that's what I'm saying. I understand, man. People go through a lot, man. I always got compassion, man. And I think one of the reasons I do got compassion the way I do is because of the life that I did have. I had to really think like, damn, like I want to help people because nobody helped me growing up for real. So now that I'm in a position to help people, I feel thankful, man. That's why I say when I say that God got to put you through tests because you can't get no testimony unless you've been through the ringer. You got to go through the fire, man. You know how many nights I went to sleep not eating? I think that's one of the reasons why I like to eat good food now and shit, like, and like to really, take it easy. Because it was times where, man, we used to have to eat bread with butter, jelly, no peanut butter. We used to have to drink tap water. Like, it was just crazy, man. So I had a lot of things going up, but even then, people show love to me. A lot of the lunch ladies, Miss Candace, another lady, I can't think of her name right now, because this was years ago. But one of the things that they used to do for me, and I always appreciated it, and I feel bad because I never told them that. And the lady that I know that was living in Maryland, she passed away. She had a stroke. She had passed away like 2 or 3 years ago. And I wish I could have told her, man, I really appreciate what they used to do for me. What they used to do for me, anybody that's been and eating school lunches or had any family that worked in the school systems, know that they a lot of times make extra food because they don't know how many extra people they're gonna have to serve, whatever. So a lot of that stuff, instead of them throwing it away, they would give it to me: chicken patties, milks, the waters, some of the sodas, like whatever. And I would take it home and help my family, man. Give my brother, man, my other brother, he used to get so upset sometimes, man. He would hit his head against the wall because he was hungry. So that shit fucked me up too, man. Like, I broke down one day because I hated to see him like that. But things started getting better because, like I say, God had never put us through nothing that we can't handle. Always put God first, man, no matter what you're dealing with, man. I go through things every day, but I deal with it better because I done already had so many hardships. I lost my job a year ago, but a lot of people thought that was going to destroy me, but I don't mind. I didn't have to live my whole life. Not whole life, because like I said, I had grandparents that would help me out too, but I done lived a lot of my life not having, so it's nothing new. I don't even trip off of it. I know how to survive. But as always, though, man, I appreciate all the support. If you're dealing with anything, like a lot of my supporters, leave a comment, man. We'll wrap it up, man. Y'all want to talk or whatever? We ain't got to talk on here. I'll give you a call. Hit me up on my email, whatever, man. Like I say, I don't just only do YouTube videos. Nah, man, I do outreach, community outreach, all types of stuff, man. I got a job interview for one of my fields I used to work in, which is suicide prevention. Trying to just help people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just a whole nother story. I ain't going to get too deep into that. The type of work I used to do with that because, I know YouTube can have, funny thing. I might talk about that on Rumble. But just know that, man, things get better, man. Don't stress off of the things you can't control, man. If you want to do something, man, put it in your mind that you can do it. Anything is possible, man. If you can see it, if you can think it, you can do it, man. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it because it's a hard road, man. Life is hard. All the billionaires that's ever been, you think they had an easy road? Nah, they had struggles. You done had billionaires that went broke and then made $1 billion again. That's why I know it's possible. Anything is possible, man, if you put God first and you keep pushing, man. But as always, though, I appreciate all the support. You like to give me a like on the video if you like the content. Leave a comment. And, man, I'm going to get back with y'all.